I'd like to call this meeting of the Little Branch City Council Workshop to order. Roll call.
Mrs. Billings?
Here.
Mr. Palone?
Here.
Mrs. Sirianni?
Here.
Dr. Selly?
Here.
Ms.
Here.
Selly?
Here. Okay, first item on our agenda is the next.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been posted in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and posted as required by law.
Thank you. Still getting the hang of this, as you can see. First item on our agenda is Mr. John Smith, who's going to make a presentation about our EMAX auction. Mr. Smith, if you could come up to us.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We also have David Spalding with us.
So there's a few handouts. You have the I've made copies just in case.
May I have a copy of this?
Sure. So it's actually 4 copies. I have 4 copies of 6 or 7.
I'm fine, I can give it to you.
Okay.
I could use one, thank you.
Sure. So this would be what the price is against. There you go. Against Zoom Energy, what you're currently paying today. And that would be for your main meters.
Are we talking about in the future, we're talking
I
about
need another
now?
one here.
You say future?
Not what we've done, what we're going to do.
There you go.
Yes.
Does anybody else need a
What are
copy?
you suggesting we do based on the market?
Yeah.
Zoom is showing we currently,
Not-
the last reverse auction we did, we wanted to compare Zoom, who is what we have now. If we
Okay.
look at the rate we're paying now with Zoom after the last auction we did.
Okay.
And then you want to look at what JCP&L is charging now. So we wanted to
There's
give
one from
you
Zoom. Anybody else need a copy?
Thank you.
a contract up in February.
Okay, so I'm going to just
Based on the
provide the
information
Zoom,
you gave
and
me,
then I'll give the
this is
lighting
a good
too
time.
from
One from
Zoom.
Jason Pano, is it?
I do. I have JCP&L too. Higher, right? There's another one from Zoom because you have the lighting and then the main meters, right? So, there's the lighting meters from Zoom, and there's your comparison.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do have an extra copy for this. And then for JCP&L, the JCP&L price to compare is 9.8 for the main meters and 6.5, just in case you're wondering. Now. 9.8 change.
Thank you very much.
And then I have one more. And this is yes, these are the lighting meters in comparison to JCP&L. Now, the reason why we're looking at now, talking about going out early for March, I believe we're March start date here, is because energy commodities have been low and they're trending up. And right now you can lock into a lower rate. You have a bird in hand here, where we believe that if you wait until February, prices will be higher. Maybe significantly, maybe not. I don't have a crystal ball. But looking at the futures market and looking at the graphs that the futures market and the experts are putting out, this is a graph with projections of where natural gas will be, and a little write-up we put together. I can tell you that the risk of energy going back up is greater than the risk of it coming down any further right now. So locking in today, we believe, would be prudent, even for a March or April start date. I've locked in folks for up to summer of next year start dates. Folks in New Jersey, folks in Pennsylvania locked in. You're only allowed to lock in for 2 years. We lock in a lot of government in other states. Pennsylvania, for example, a lot of clients lock in for 4 years because they feel everything goes up over time. So that's the reason. And again, it's going to be your decision. And I just wanted to put out there today, I think it's prudent to go with ASAP. I have an auction set up tomorrow. I have a resolution that if you pass, you can run the auction tomorrow. We scheduled it, we can cancel it, we can run an auction in September, October, we can wait till January if you think that's prudent. But from the energy futures market and everything, I think you're getting great rates right now. You look at the rates you have that we can get, that could be opening bids, you can get better rates than that if you go out to auction tomorrow. You locked in great rates, you got another 2 years, plus a few months.
So the auction will be for how many years? If we do it
Well,
today?
we're going to do 1 year, 18 months, and 2 years. So you'll have the option.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll run it and then we'll come back to
We'll run it, and we'll run it tomorrow, and then if we have the resolution to pass, you have the authority to sign off on it. If you don't like it, we can go again next month, or we can wait when you want to run it. But we feel right now you're going to achieve the best rate based on the futures market and based on what the graph shows.
What was our contract term the last time?
2 years.
2 years. And when is that up?
March.
March 1st. March
March
1st,
start
yeah.
date.
Do you have a ballpark of how much we've saved
Mm-hmm.
in that time?
Yeah. I can give you a ballpark. I think you've saved over $33,000, maybe probably more in that time frame.
Does that cover?
Oh, that's just the
four
one. The
contracts?
other one would be, in that time frame, would be another 33. Oh, I have, yeah, 33, about 60,000.
So the 4 contracts that we have in front of us,
Yeah.
if the city went with this for tomorrow's auction, and the numbers came in the way you think they're going to come in tomorrow, the savings over a 2-year period
Uh-huh.
would be approximately $100,000 in energy costs. Is that correct?
Oh, no.
No, what we did is we wanted to show you our existing, see the Zoom energy? It'll be 66,000.
All right.
If you use the JCP&L rate, because one's for our lighting and one's the general electric, and then if, based on the Zoom numbers that we have right now, it would be 47.
Well, I'm looking at the bottom line numbers of each sheet.
Right.
This contract, this one says 33,006 over 2
Okay, so,
years.
right, and that's based on the JCP&L tariff rates, correct?
In the left corner, Jimmy, it says, see what says JCP&L? At the top.
At the top.
That's the JCP&L.
All right, so this is not what we're currently taking advantage of.
No.
We're not using JCP&L.
No.
No, you're already on a third party, correct? You've been on a third party for about 4 years. Yep. So if you look at what JCP&L or Zoom Energy compared to what Zoom Energy is, what you're paying today, the savings annually is about $12,000 compared to what you're paying today.
Okay. And then the next would be a savings from JCP&L was 33,000 and Zoom would be 23,948.
24,000, yeah.
Yeah, 24,000
For the one, correct?
for the one contract.
Yeah.
So if we add the 2 contracts together over Zoom, 23,948,
And 23, right, you're out 46.
you're at about 46,
Yeah, 46,
47,000.
correct.
Okay,
Correct.
now I understand.
What is the trend then? Rates going up slowly? Or is there hiccups in it?
Well, the JCP&L rate, they go out to tariff once a year, so it's based on a 3-year rolling average for electricity. So it changes. We know what the rate is for the next year, okay? For the next year after that, they go out to bid in January, in February. The whole PGM grid, it's a bunch of utilities, they go out to bid, and they come up with a new tariff rate. But that tariff rate's based on the price they could come up with February of next year, the price they had February this year, the price they had February before, and they take a rolling average of that number. So it never really changes a lot,
Okay.
okay? So based on a year, we can always pretty much estimate what the savings is. After a year, it's more, and purchasing energy is a hedge. So you're looking at, okay, well, you're going to save money, but you guys have saved money. JCP&L, all my customers in JCP&L have saved plenty of money over the course of the last 4 or 5 years.
Is there any downside to this?
No. Well,
there
there's a
any-
downside, the only downside that I ever have an issue with is there's billing issues, but we get a hiccup, so we take care of that. We handle that for the customer. You don't have to call the supplier. We deal with the suppliers. We have high levels with all the suppliers. If there's any billing questions, we take care of it. If they bill right to JCP&L bill, so you don't have any other bills.
Yes.
And-
Oh, go ahead.
Mr. Smith, is there any penalty for re-auctioning, doing an auction before the 2-year contract?
Absolutely not.
Sure.
We do auctions again up to a year. Some folks do even longer in advance of the contract start date because they're hedging for a future date. A lot of private industry, hospitals, a lot of guys I've talked to at a higher level that have very, very large loads look to hedge out 5. A lot of folks are hedged to 2020. The government, the DCA, doesn't allow you to hedge more than 2 years in New Jersey. We're actually trying to lobby and change that because, again, it's prudent to hedge a longer term fixed rate when commodities are down. So, and there's no penalty.
EMX fees are all built into the price.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, since you're here, since we've been working with you, I guess, for 4 years now, is that what you
Yes,
said?
sir.
So what percentage of municipalities, let's say, under the JCP&L umbrella, are now part of your organization or others similar to what you do? And I guess the question is, why isn't everyone joining, or for that matter, why isn't, I guess JCP&L, this is not a lot of money for them since they're still the supplier. But then why doesn't every municipality jump on board here? Or I guess I'm asking you, what percentage have?
Sure. So 90% of municipalities are with a third party.
Are now with a third
Yeah,
party?
at least 9 out of 10. And EMAX, we probably have 150 government agencies in New Jersey that we do business with. 150 plus.
So in the big picture, I guess JCP&L is okay with that because it must...
JCP&L is perfectly okay with suppliers. It's deregulated. It's been like that. The margin is very thin on the supply side, and they make their money on the distribution side, the wires and the other part of the bill.
I know you answered, but if there's any repair work that has to be done, is that?
Yeah, she always called JCP&L. And JCP&L with the bill, all the bills would be right on the JCP&L bill. You've been doing this for almost 4 years, almost 4 years, and I don't think there's been too many issues with any of the third parties.
Yeah.
Any savings is there.
You're all-
lucky JCP&L is better savings than PSE&G. I've sent some customers back to PSE&G over the years and then took them back, because there were a time when the polar vortex came and it wasn't profitable. And we're not looking to put anybody into a losing game here because we want to keep our name as a good name in New Jersey.
Okay, good. Anybody else have any more questions? We have the resolution on the agenda tonight to go forward with the auction. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all.
I'd love
If you have any questions, and I'll send out the link. Anybody want to watch the auction, you'll see the results, you'll see the savings, and I'll send out the documents that will give the hard.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, and I'll give you the hard savings of what the savings will be against. Would you like to see Zoom?
What time will you be doing that?
I think it's 11:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
Start, there's 2 of them. 11:30, 11:45.
Any predictions on natural gas?
Well, that's the thing, you're not in a natural gas contract right now. I'm
I
still
know
looking
that, I
at
know that.
Yeah, natural gas changes every month. So natural gas, actually, we were looking at that last year. If you did get into contract, you'd probably be losing money right now if you locked in with a fixed rate a year ago. Because the natural gas price changes every month, but it's been low. So right now, let's say we're going to do an analysis, you're paying 45 cents a therm. Okay? I could probably lock you in for 55 cents or 52 cents. It's going to be higher than what you're paying now. Not 2 years, but in 6 months, you might be paying 80 cents. Because natural gas, again, is going to fluctuate every month. It could go up to $1. So it's more of a hedge, though. It's a risk management issue, so.
Thank you. Okay, next on our agenda is Mike Martin. We're going to be discussing
Green?
our Green Acres ordinance.
Jake here? You want to talk about the park first, or the project?
I'm
No.
sorry, let me just say that the representative
We're not
who was
gonna
going to
go
be here for that could not make it, so we're skipping the Manhasset Creek Park Phase 2.
Oh, it kind of goes hand in hand because the Green Acres project is for the park. So I could explain my end, but if I don't know what it's for, it'll kind of almost be pointless. So the Green Acres ordinance is part of a Green Acres program grant. It's half loan, half grant. To fund Phase 3 of Manhasset Creek Park. I don't exactly know what they're doing. Do you know what they're doing, Jake? I should have. I know there's some fencing, there's,
A lot of the improvements that we've been getting the emails about, people wanting to see the trees replaced, the fences replaced, all of that's in this Phase 3 project. And a few more things, right, Jake?
Yeah, creating a buffer on the northern boundary, redefining the pedestrian path. As you said, shoring up the fencing, the interior and exterior fencing, adding heavier gauge wire. There are numerous holes in the existing fence now. We're going to add some gates where the people come up. We were missing gates, so it's basic improvements.
We'll repave the path too, right? Thank you.
Yeah, pedestrian path.
We'll walk the path.
Is there anything in the plans for opening up another entrance other than the one on Long Branch Avenue? Is there any other way in and out of the park?
There are going
One on the
to
north end.
be some gates added to the exterior fencing, but there won't be any other entrances on the outline.
But it'll still come on that one still comes on
Yeah,
Long
but
Branch Avenue.
there's one on the north side. The
Right, but
parking lot is on the north.
and it comes out on Long Branch Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's no plans to have any exits
No
off
major
of
exits.
Narragansett area or anything
No.
like that.
No, there's no parking lots.
No,
We did all the parking over on Wilbur.
I understand.
Jake, are they resurfacing the tennis courts as well? Or is that not part of it?
Part of it, we're going to shore up the stanchions. There was some damage done with people sitting on the neck, so it forced the stanchions to loosen a little bit, so we're going to reinforce.
And anything with the playground, or that's in pretty good shape? The surface area there?
We had done the playground in Phase 2, so Green Acres won't support upgrades to the playground. But after this phase, we plan to use CDBG funds to change that playground to upgrade.
How about the park course? Because I noticed the ground by the park course, it's like a black sheet kind of, it's like all bunched up, it's like not smooth.
The park.
Yeah, the park course, where you go
Oh, the
around.
pedestrian pathway.
And
Yeah, we're
with-
going to shore that up. That's going to be.
But I mean, the actual equipment that's all there around there, you know, you do the push-ups, you do the
The
sit-ups.
power.
Oh, those, yes. All of those,
gonna be-
those workstations will be improved. We're going to
Okay.
put the all-weather surface
Oh, good.
underneath, as well as the apparatus for the kids. We're going to add all-weather surfacing there as
Were
well.
we expanding the all-weather surface on the playground?
Yes, for the apparatus. For
I
the
mean,
kids.
Berneco has it all laid out on the plan, that's what I wanted him
Yeah.
to do the presentation. Why haven't
Well,
been again?
we can have them in.
Oh, so that is part of it then, the
Yeah.
surface of the playground?
Yes.
We'll have them here in 2 weeks.
I believe, I mean, we've been
3
working
weeks.
on this for a year and a half. so
3 weeks. Wow.
He's got it all ready to go, so just, I wanted to show it to you on plan form so you guys can get all of it.
Okay.
I
And
know-
then you'll proceed to,
So the way the Green Acres funding works is they give you half in a grant and half in a loan. So the ordinance is strictly to fund the grant portion, and then once we complete the project, we get paid for the grant and paid for the ordinance. Strictly a funding mechanism.
And the loan's at 0% interest, correct?
Now, is this from daily wear and tear and the use, or does this have some sandy tied into it?
Not so much standing. We did the park with Terry Morgan, and we realized that that fence we use the heavy gauge wire and the posts. And there's virtually no damage to that fence after, how many years now, Mr. Lord, 15 or 20 years, or something like that. The wire that we used at Manhasset Creek was of a lower gauge, and as people climbed over it and used the part,
It's wear and tear.
it created major holes. So we need to reinforce that gauge, the wire on that fence.
What type of buffer is that going to be on the north?
We're going to have row hedges.
Row hedges.
We tried trees, they didn't take to the soil, so we're going to remove the trees and put hedges that may grow up to 12 feet.
Good, that'll take care of
Okay.
that request.
It's,
What's the timeline for this?
It'll help them.
Soon as we get the go-ahead to start, probably 6 to 12 months.
it should be done, I would think, hopefully by beginning of next summer.
Yeah, this isn't major, it's a lot of busy stuff, but it's nothing really major.
Will we have to close down any parts of the park while this is going on?
Yes.
Probably the walking paths.
The walking
I
path.
mean, the actual fields themselves will all be.
The
used.
fields will be fine.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
Maybe the playground won't be doing those, you know, for a day or so.
You'll put up signs in the park that think certain areas will be
Yeah.
closed.
Contract.
Committee contractor's responsibility.
Any other questions on that?
So I'll put that on for next meeting, the ordinance.
Yep.
If he's available, we'll get him here for that to just show you the plans.
Very good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next on our agenda, we are going to be scheduling the date of our special meeting. Is everybody okay with Wednesday, September 14th?
I'm going there now. Yes.
I'm fine.
Yeah?
What time?
Should we make it early?
I like 6 o'clock.
Like 6 o'clock?
I'm off that day. I'm coming early.
Is everybody okay with 6 o'clock meeting on that day, the 14th? Yes? You
Sounds
okay
good
with
to
that,
me.
Mary Jane?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Then we're gonna schedule that for 6 PM on the 14th. And that'll be a special meeting regarding our redevelopment ordinance.
We're just gonna make sure we're up.
I think he's been notified to say
Yeah,
2
it's
days.
good on the
already.
14th or 15th, those are the 2
Was
days.
he good?
Yeah, I think so. That came out to both of us.
Okay. Do we have any questions for the regular meeting agenda? No? You do?
Yeah, I had one on the resolution. Oh, that has to do with the shuttle. We're gonna approve a contract for 2 years. Did we make money, lose money?
Well, we're subsidizing it, but we've had, and Jake, you gotta get me those numbers, we gotta get them to council.
Yeah, we were approved for another 2 years, but we will be
We
presenting a
got a
contract
grant for
for 1
another 2
year.
years.
Right.
But help us with it.
But we do it a year at a time.
So we'll be picking up our portion of it with some contribution from Monmouth, which we're trying to work on getting increased. And we had very, very good numbers in July, which I'll get out to everybody. They were like
Over 600 times.
over 600 passengers, so it was the best month we've ever had.
Where are most of them getting on and all?
University kids.
Monmouth University.
So we're hoping that the university will give us, right now they give us, what's it, 2,500, Jake?
3,000.
3,000, so we're trying to get some more money from them. Yes.
In July, we had university students using it.
Well, they have so many activities over there. They have soccer camps and summer school and everything. And these kids are smart in that they realize that it's just, it's $1 to get to the beach. They don't have to worry about parking. They don't have to
They don't
worry
pay it,
about-
right?
Well, they don't pay it.
The university
Yeah,
doesn't even
to
pay
them
it.
it's free.
To them it's free.
Can't beat that.
Can't beat that. Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. I need a motion to close.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. They also need a motion to adopt the resolution to go into executive session for the following items. Litigation is LB Partners, Kelly, and Lepore. We also have contract negotiations for redevelopment update. It says upgrade, but it should be update. And we also have a personnel matter. So may I have a motion?
Motion.
Second? Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Mrs. Billings?
Yes.
Mr. Palumbo? Mr. Siriani?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yeah.
Mrs. Bastelli?
Yes.
Yes.
Good job.